Yeah, we live.
Peace. Bears and
Peace.
Mike.
Peace.
Yo, tonight we're gonna speak on Complex came out with a list, the 22 greatest hip hop duos of all time. And since
Wasn't
the
too bad.
yeah, it was cool. The numbers, the spots was kind of questionable.
Right.
Uh, which leads us to the clips. I don't let me get this right. I like the clips. I think the clips are dope. They got
Right.
them. Complex has them slotted at 9, and you and I were discussing that we can name at least 10 duos better than the Clips, and this is not like to take away from the Clips. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Because like I said, they're dope, and
yeah,
I think Pusha's solo career is has been dope too.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and but I have more than 10 actually. But let me
Mm-hmm.
say this because I know like I know Doggy Diamonds caught a lot of flack for it, like saying like he thinks the Clips is overrated, even though he said he likes the Clips
Mm-hmm.
and people was getting at him or whatever. And I don't think they're overrated. I just have people ahead of them, in the category of greatest hip hop duos. But I will say this: I was stationed in Norfolk, Virginia, from 2000 to 2004.
Mm-hmm.
I was in Norfolk when grinding first came out. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like I was out there. I
Mm-hmm.
was in the hood. I was off base. I was in the hood. I was in Newport News. I was downtown Norfolk. I used to run into them. Me and my people used to run into the Clips in Military Circle Mall, MacArthur Mall, and I forgot the mall in Hampton, um, little upscale. This is before like high-end fashion took over. This was more like a streetwear thing. No lie, they used to be wearing the big the free size tees, the oversized tees with the
Mm-hmm.
baggy jeans. And I ain't gonna front, they used to have them things on the hip because Virginia is a Commonwealth state, whatever. So people used to walk around with their concealed to carry on them. You know what I'm saying? People used to walk with the hammers on them all the time. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I used to see them. We used to see Pharrell too in Virginia Beach sometimes at the ocean front or whatever. So I know the impact that the Clips had in hip hop because I was there. I was stationed where they was grinding at, literally.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But and like I said, they're dope. But I just for me personally,
Right.
have I could go for 20. I'll go for 20 groups, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna just stop at 15.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You want to hear my list first, or is there anything you
So
want to say before I
yeah,
get
yeah.
into the
So
list?
let's say the criteria, right? So the criteria that me and you discussed will be that the duo doesn't have to be two MCs. It could be a DJ and an MC, right?
That's
That's what
how it
we discussed.
started.
Right. So the duo doesn't necessarily have to so don't for the listeners or whoever want to, tune in, don't be like, yo, it's supposed to be two. This is our criteria. You could make your own list, you know what I'm saying?
But this
But
is a duo. It's a duo.
right, it's an official duo. And
Yeah,
here's another
it's a
thing. The
duo.
duo has to have at least at minimum one album to, to be considered a duo. So right off the bat, what I'll say is this is gonna eliminate brothers that say, oh, Raekwon and Ghostface is one of the illest duos. How could you leave them out? Right? They don't have not one album together. Because they had an
Right,
album with Method Man. It was the three of them, right? What was the name
right.
of that joint?
Wu Massacre.
Ooh, Massacre, right? That's dope. I love
And Cuban Links is Raekwon featuring Ghostface and
right,
Capadonna, and
right.
Iron Man is featuring
Featuring
Raekwon and
Raekwon.
Capadonna.
So technically they're not an official duo,
Right.
right?
Hmm.
So it has to be an official duo. All right. So that's and again, this is all subjective, you know what I'm saying? Like y'all can have y'all own list or whatever, but we definitely wanted to discuss it. Why definitely he got a he'll name you probably he'll probably go 25 groups maybe if he wanted to, but we're gonna just keep it down to 10. You wanna what you wanna do you wanna go down your 10, my 10 will drop you know, you wanna do it like that? You have a specific order? Because I got mine in
Um,
order.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Or you know,
yeah.
how
I got mine in order. Yeah.
all right, so go ahead. What was where you at with number 10?
With number 10, I'm gonna go Black Alicious. They're from
Were
Sacramento. They're from the Bay.
mm-hmm.
That's a MC and a DJ slash producer. That's Gifted Gab, who who's no longer with us. He passed away, I believe, 2021. Gifted Gab is the MC and Chief XL is the producer slash DJ. They bought like consciousness out of the Bay. They bought conscious rap kind of out of the Bay. Um, I think Black Alicious is dope. I always thought they were dope. Gifted Gab, like with his multi-syllable rhymes, you know what I'm saying? Like it was different. And their impact, like the Bay don't get a lot of credit. You know what I'm saying? When people talk about West Coast, it's always LA or Compton. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
when they talk about the Bay, they be like, all right, E40. And then it
Mm-hmm.
stops at E40. And
Mac
it
Dre,
but see, they don't even mention Mac Dre no more
right.
because he's been gone for so long. It's like they kind of like they don't mention Mac Dre, they don't mention JT the bigger figure, even though he's he had game first. You know what I'm saying?
Too
And
Short gets mentioned though.
yeah, Two
You know what
Shorts
I'm
gets
saying?
mentioned. Yeah, and also like the Loonies. You know
Right,
what I mean? And I don't even
right.
got the Loonies on my top 10, and I think the Loonies is dope. Like, cause like Yuck Mouth is my dude,
Well, Your
and
Mouth is
Numbskull wasn't no
incredible,
slouch
man.
neither. But yeah,
Well,
I'm going with Black Alicious at 10, and whatever. That's my personal preference.
no doubt. I'm going with Method Man and Redman at 10. I think the first
Better.
album was incredible. Um, I didn't really like the second album too much, the follow-up. Um,
I had a couple joints on there.
yeah, yeah, no, you know, but it's not what I was waiting for or what I expected.
Mm-hmm.
But the first one, I listened to it a lot. Thought the album cover was dope. The whole blacked out smoke album, the artwork was crazy. And then just beyond the music in general, like them just their stage presence, the MC, the just their performances and their energy. I think they've really done a lot for hip hop, man, and I think they should be recognized as one of the greater duos in hip hop.
Well, the Rock
So
Wilder song is just like that
it's just
that
you
that
throw that
trumps a
on.
lot of dudes.
See,
That trumps a
like
lot of
that. See, that
duos.
was a club record for us. Like when you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying. That was like a club record. That was hitting. You know what I
yeah,
mean? That yeah.
yeah.
Peace to Rock Wilder, man. I think somewhat of an underrated producer.
Hmm.
Um, but definitely a monster. You know what I'm saying? Word. So that's 10 for me.
Okay. Who were we at? Nine.
Yeah,
Nine,
number
I'm
9.
going with 8 Ball and MJG.
Mm,
Going with 8 Ball and MJG. Two dope solo artists. They had solo careers and the duo. Um, Two dope lyricists from the South. I just think 8 Ball, and then like they had signed to Bad Boy, I think for their last album, the last album they came out with, if I'm not mistaken.
mm-hmm,
And just their body of work and to be on they was on the Violator soundtrack. I think
mm-hmm.
8 Ball was on there twice, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think MJG was on the Violator soundtrack. I think it was just 8 Ball. Did a lot of work with Mace, my son at the time. Um, but they're them as a group to hail them as top 10 for me. Like
That's what's up.
their impact on the South and their lyricism, you know what I'm saying? And they had a swagger about them,
Hmm.
you know what I mean? They had a
Right.
real swagger about them.
No, definitely, definitely. I'm gonna go. So that was, what are you on? You on number what?
Nine, nine.
That was your nine, right? So I did my nine. So now we're gonna go into eight, right? Now we
Who's your
we
nine? You just
I
mentioned
said
Meth and Red. That's it.
that was the only one that I dropped, right? So so all right, so because you went first. All right,
Yeah.
so yeah, I'm sorry. Um, my nine is Smith and Wesson. Smith and Wesson. You know what I
Okay.
mean? I think The Shining was an incredible debut with I think it's a classic record. Um, I think the production was tight. It doesn't sound as sharp as it once did, and we recently like reviewed this album, The Shining. But beyond The Shining, as they progressed, Rude Awakening was a good follow-up,
Hmm.
under the Cocoa Brothers imprint. So it technically didn't go under Smith and Wesson, but we all know Smith
Same
and
thing.
Wesson, Cocoa Brothers, same thing.
Yeah.
For those that don't know, if you're not in tune, which if you're a true hip hop head, you should definitely know this. They had a legal issue with the name Smith and Wesson because of the gun company Smith and Wesson, and for a moment they lost the rights to use that name in a legal battle, so they changed their name to Cocoa Brothers, which indeed was a dope name also. But we all wanted it to be Smith and Wesson, and shortly after they got that sorted out, and then the third album came out, and they used the Smith
Reloaded.
and Wesson brand, Reloaded, right?
Reloaded. Monumental was
So
dope too with Pete Rock.
Monumental was dope. P Rock is an incredible producer, one of the all-time
Mhm.
greats. Um, and their new album, Victory, I think, no, Victory is the Slick Rick album. Um, now I can't think right now, but the new Smith and Wesson album is fire too. It sounded really good. To this day, 30 years after their debut, they're still dropping music. They've been consistent also. Steel and Tech are indeed to me two of the greatest. In hip hop as far as duos go. So Peace of Smith and Wesson, that was my pick for number nine.
Okay.
And now we'll go into number eight.
Um, Number 8, I got Camp Low.
It's an incredible pick. It's an incredible pick.
Yeah.
It's an incredible pick.
Um, I mean, whoever don't like Camp Low, I mean, like it's subjective, of course, and this is like my preference, but Camp Low is and I would have had them higher, but um it's just like like when I actually sat and thought about it, like I put them there because there are other duos. I think there's 7 other duos that I prefer over them, but Camp Lo, their recent work, of course, the first album is fire with Black Nostalgic and the song they got with De La Soul, Crystal Carrington, Lucchini, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, Luchini's a monster record.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And
Their production
my
is
favorite song on
crazy
that
too.
album is not even Lucchini, it's actually Black Connection.
Yeah, Black
And that's
Connection
my
is
favorite
crazy.
song. That's my favorite song on the album.
Yeah,
And then Crystal Carrington. You know what I'm saying? Crystal Carrington is my joint. And Sparkle is a dope song too. But that 80 Blocks from Tiffany's with Pete Rock is fire. That 80
and
Blocks
part
from
two, and
Tiffany.
part
Yeah,
two,
and part two, fire.
both of them.
Crazy.
It's
Crazy,
crazy.
crazy. And they still got lyrics too. I think that album came out in like 90, what was it, 96? It was mid to late 90s that album dropped,
Yeah,
I
it was it
think.
was it was 95, 96.
Yeah,
Yeah,
something like
the
that.
album dropped 96, but I think one of the singles hit in
Yeah,
95.
yeah, and
You
they-
know
and
what I
they
mean?
still and they still
Mm.
rhyming. They
We're
still
going
rhyming the
30,
same.
30 years. They sound
Yeah,
great,
Geechee
incredible.
Suede and Sonny Chiba is still like, so I got them at number, what's that, 7, right?
Seven.
Yeah, number 7.
Yeah.
I got them at number 7.
And so, all right. And I'm gonna say this about my seventh pick because it's funny because me and you were just talking about this, and I told you this over the phone a month ago when me and you was like going back and forth talking about how great Camp Low is. I said, and now I'm gonna contradict myself because my pick right now for number seven is Outkast. But before I go further, because I kind of now I'm regretting it, but I'm just gonna stand on my list or whatever and take the L if I have to. I believe Camp Low is better than Outkast, me personally. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? I would prefer to listen to Camp Low a little bit more than I do Outkast. But because to me, Southern Playlist of Cadillac Music and Camp Lo's first album are neck and neck. Like I think they're toe to toe. And that will also
yeah,
well, Southern Playlist of Cadillac Music came out in '94, I think, though. So it's a little bit before.
yeah,
But I
yeah.
mean, both of these groups are incredible. But I think, Outkast is definitely one of my favorite groups. Um, Camp Lo should have been on my list, but I didn't put it. But so my seventh pick is
Is
Outkast.
Outkast?
Yeah,
Okay.
and I'm gonna say why, because Southern Playlist of Cadillac Music, AT Aliens, and Aquemini gotta be one of the greatest three album runs in hip hop. I'm gonna be honest
Yeah.
with you. It is three albums that are incredibly fire. Like I don't think there's probably a lot of duos that can't say, or groups in hip hop or acts in hip hop that can't say that they've put out three. I mean, to me, it's like 3 5 mics. Like if you want to put it in that
Yeah.
type of, you know what I mean? I love all three of those albums, and that's why I haven't
Synconia
included
wasn't
them.
bad either.
No, it wasn't, but it wasn't.
It just wasn't
It
as,
wasn't what I was looking for.
yeah,
Like I don't
yeah.
know.
They kind of went alternative, started going
Right. They
alternative a
started.
little
They
bit.
started swaying to like in a
Mhm.
different direction with that, and that's
And the
cool
last
because that's
album was
that.
just,
Yeah, yeah.
I
That
bought
was it
all of
was
them. I had all
right, right,
physical
right, right,
copies
right.
of
Yeah,
all
yeah,
of
yeah.
them.
Me too. Me too.
You know what I'm
Um,
saying?
Bombs Over Baghdad was an incredible record, though.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
it was. But Stankonia, like you said, it just wasn't what I was expecting. And man, if Stankonia would have stayed on par with Aquemini and AT Aliens,
It
to
sold
have that.
crazy though.
I know it was a commercial success. Indeed, it
So
was.
crazy. Yeah.
But if it was on par with those, then we might have to put Outkast further. And then the fact that Andre 3000 is kind of like drifted away from hip hop. To me, every year as he goes on, even with this whole flute album, um, I don't want to
That
hear
was
people talk
terrible.
about. I don't want to hear people talk about Andre 3000 as like this, like hip hop czar. I think
Yeah.
it's too much now. Like we gotta put Black Thought ahead of him, Pharoah Monch ahead of him.
Hmm. Yeah.
Um, I would even put Royce the 5'9" ahead of Andre
Until he started
3000.
rapping again.
Right, start rapping. If dudes is for so many years, hip hop has like had him as like some golden, like iconic lyrical wizard in hip hop, and you not dropping nothing, then you gotta keep falling down.
And Big Boy's
Like
still rapping.
Big Boy putting out great music to
Yeah,
this
him and
day.
Sleepy Brown,
Right.
him and Sleepy Brown joint is dope.
Big Peace to Big Boy. Both of them brothers is gifted. I would just like Andre 3000, Three Stack. It's time to show and prove that you're one of the greats, and you are one of the greats, but you're falling down. Your number is not as prestigious as it was. So that's my seventh pick, Outkast.
Okay.
Peace to both of them brothers.
Word. Number six, I
And the
got
whole
Dead. Oh,
Dudgeon family. Pardon
word,
itself. I didn't mean to break your
word.
wisdom.
No,
I just
not
wanted
so
to give
good.
the recognition.
Yeah. Number six, I got Dead Prez.
Mm. Stickman,
Word.
M1.
Yep, yep, yep,
Let's get
yep.
free.
Um, that's one of my favorite hip hop albums.
So,
Just
definitely one.
because of when it came out and what I was on. You know what I'm saying? Like that plays a part in a lot of like how I listen to music and like where I'm at in my life. And Like, most of us around that time when Let's Get Free came out, we was rallying, we was like marching, we was
Yeah,
around the new Black Panther Party, we
word,
was going to Universals, we was red, black, and greened out, we was
word.
against police, we was against the school system,
It was the
like
soundtrack. It was the
it
soundtrack to what
was,
we were
it
doing.
was, it was. When
For
when
real.
when I heard they schools, I'm like, yeah, like this is me. I'm like, this is me. You know what I'm
It almost
saying?
made me want to drop out.
Yo, my mom signed me out. You heard you heard my story. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like I didn't like, you know, that whole album was and then to follow it up and get the commercial success with Jay-Z on that second official album because they had a mixtape in between
Hmm.
that the turn off the radio joint, and
Which
then
was
they
fire
had
too.
RBG Word. They had Revolutionary but Gangster. You know what I'm saying? And but that first album, like the impact on it, and
Psychology.
yeah,
Psychology's
it's bigger
crazy.
than hip hop.
Bigger than hip hop.
The pistol propaganda, like
Propaganda is crazy.
all of that stuff, man. I'm an African. Like,
Yeah.
yo, they really was, you know what I'm saying? They was dropping knowledge on it. They was dropping history on it.
Yeah.
And like I said, like at that time, I was young, impressionable. I mean, having grown up, knowing all of the stuff they was talking about already, because this is how
Hmm.
my family was raising me. You know what I'm saying? That's why, like, I'll always have them. They ain't top five, but they right after. They number six for me.
Yeah. That's a great pick. And I'll echo and say exactly. I felt the same exact way. Um, I felt like they were speaking to us, the Zulus. Um, actually, when the album came out, I think they performed it at the Rocksteady anniversary, if I'm not mistaken.
Hmm.
It was crazy. We were at the pier in Manhattan. All the Zulus was in the building. A mob of us, RBG beads on. We were kind of living what they was talking about. Of course, they live in it as well. But a lot of revolutionary movements were going on at the time, and that was like the fuel. You know what I'm saying? To and it was just like what they were speaking about was coincide with the lessons that we were reading, all the infinity lessons, all the guest speakers that were talking at the universal meetings in Harlem
Hmm.
for the Zulu Nation. So it was very impactful, and it kind of I want to say that it made people kind of like show a little bit more respect and interest in what Zulus were talking about. Because a lot of that
Right,
content, that subject matter, and that type of revolutionary stuff, people weren't really feeling like.
right.
And then this comes out and it kind of popularizes it a little bit and it
Hmm.
kind of
Hmm. Hmm.
validated what we were already out there trying to teach, spread. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? Like, people were like, "Oh, y'all was on that. Yeah, yeah, y'all was on that, right? Like, yeah, we on
right.
that." You know what I'm saying? So that was big for us in the Zulu Nation at the time. But peace to Stickman and Dead Prez. Thank you. That
And
was
the
an
People's
incredible
Army, and the People's Army.
word. That was an incredible piece of work. A classic that sounds very good right now in
Absolutely. I
2025.
still listen to it. I
Sonically,
still
it
listen to
sounds
it.
incredible, and I do too. I
Yeah,
don't I don't think I let 6 months go by without listening to that.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Um,
they first three joints, the Let's Get Free, Turn Off the Radio
hmm.
Volume 1, and Revolutionary but Gangster. You can play all three of them joints now. And
Word,
like you said, sonically, it still sounds good. Like
word,
if they dropped it today, like I
yeah,
think, especially the times we living in now, I think if they
word,
dropped it today, you know what I mean, it would be
yeah,
impactful. It would be
and
because then they was also teaching you about like the political prisoners also,
yeah,
real
for real,
political prisoners, not somebody
yeah,
that was like, yo, free him and he was selling drugs on the corner or being a nuisance to the
yeah,
community and now you want him free so he could do the same thing again. This is people that
mm,
really was
yeah,
bucking the system and fighting for rights of
uh,
people. You know
right,
what I'm saying?
right, indeed, indeed, definitely. Man, you know what I'm saying? That was an album that iconic. You know, I think it's probably could be, and we should probably do an episode on this, like maybe the top 10 most important albums in hip hop, because this is up there, you know, with like Public Enemy, you know, Fear of the
Mhm.
Black Planet. Like these are
Mhm.
important records that have kind of shaped the identity or the ideology of hip hop culture. Um,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Like as far as a revolutionary standpoint goes. But man, again, peace to Dead Prez, an incredible
Right.
pick. Um, so that is what, number seven? That was your
Six.
seven, right?
Six.
That was six for you?
Six.
Okay,
Mhm.
so I'm going Helter Skelter.
Okay.
Going
Dope.
Helter Skelter. Um, their first album, Nocturnal, is an incredible classic. One of my favorite albums, something I listen to often. It still sounds very good. Therapy, um, an incredible record, dope video. Um, it's an entertaining album, Nocturnal. And I thought the follow-up, Magnum Force, it may not be as popular as Nocturnal, but Magnum Force is an incredible record with a
It
lot of
is.
songs. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
songs. It's a
Mm-hmm.
long album.
A lot of dope
Um,
features too.
were a lot of dope features with the Dog Pound.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Who else is
Mm-hmm.
on there? Outlaws, right?
Outlaws is on there. Yep.
Rest in peace, to Young Noble.
Or
You know what I'm
Methods
saying?
on there.
Method Man is on there, correct? Yep.
Mhm.
So, you
And
know,
my
and
favorite
then
song, "The Gang's All Here,"
Gangs All Here was
with everybody.
one of the deepest posse cuts. I don't even think that I've never heard even Wu Tang do a posse cut that deep.
No, that song
Right?
is almost 10 minutes. Cause
Yeah,
Triumph's not even that long.
it's longer than Points. It's longer than Points.
Yeah,
Points.
yeah,
I
yeah.
think even the extended version of Points is not even as long
I,
as
I think
Gangs
I
All
think
Here.
The Gang's All Here is like 9 minutes and 50 seconds
Yeah,
or something
it's
like that. That
it's longer than Points, the video version, but the extended version of Points is wild long. The extended version of Points actually has Rockness on it.
right,
Because the
right,
video version of Points only has Buckshot. And
right.
for those, you know, for those that's not in tune, Points was on the Black Panther soundtrack. It's a posse cut that was wild deep, one of the best posse cuts in hip hop,
Hmm.
in my opinion. Um, Rock tore that shit down too. Redman had a good verse on that too. But anyway, I'm just
So you
Helter
go with Helter
Skelter.
Skelter 6.
Yeah, Helter Skelter. But what I wanted to say was is that the distance, the time in between Magnum Force and Dirt, which is the incredible rap team, was a long wait. I think it was like 8 years in between. So that kind of like hurts their. If they would have had maybe one or two in between that, that would have boosted them up even. And mind you, Sean Price really took off at this time. Maybe that's why they weren't doing that. You know what I'm saying? Because Sean Price was putting out and building up his career. But to me personally, you know, Helter Skelter's my choice.
Okay, that's dope. Um, Number 5 for me, Gangstar.
No doubt.
5 for me is Gangstar. I don't think Guru gets enough credit for his style, his influence, his distinct voice. Primo is Primo. Everybody know DJ Premier, of course, but like those Gangstar albums, man. Those Gangstar albums. When they start, 88, 89.
Mm-hmm.
What's the
Mm-hmm.
first album? Hard to Earn or Step in the Arena?
Step in the arena. They might have something before Step in the arena.
It's Hard to
Um,
Earn, right?
no, Hard to Earn is after.
Oh, Hard to Earn is after.
Hard to Earn
Right.
is 93. Step
Right,
in the
right, right,
arena
right,
is
right, right, right.
91. But they
Right.
might have. I don't know if it's an EP. I think they released a single before that.
Yo,
But yeah, Step in the
yo,
arena might be the first.
them, those, like, yo, man, I still listen to Moment of Truth. Everybody listens to Mass Appeal when it comes on. One of my favorite songs is Tons of Guns.
Or
That's one of my favorite. And then when they broke up, and he went with Solar for a while. I bought the Ballhead Slick and the Click album, and I had Guru Jazzmatazz, but that's not even Gangstar. That's different. But when they got back and did the Owners, that was fire
It
because
was.
they got that song Right Where You Stand with Kiss.
Mm-hmm.
They got the song with MOP and Fat Joe.
Right.
Then they always had like a dope single. Like they had the
Mm-hmm.
joint with Total. They had the joint with
Mm-hmm.
Casey and JoJo.
Join with Inspector Deck.
The joint with come on. Above the Clouds. Come on, that's
One of the best features in hip hop,
come
you know,
on. That's one
with
of the
that.
best beats. That's one of the best
Well,
beats. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? And not for nothing, like Guru, his lyrics was crazy. A lot of people I remember being in high school when Moment of Truth came out. That was 98, right? Yeah, 98. Um
Yep.
and I remember like My Steez was the first song that came out. That was the single, right? My Steez. And dude, I remember dudes in the lunchroom telling me like, "Yo, you like that dude? His voice is annoying." I'm like, but he
One of
had
the
like, you're
best
not even
voices.
listening to what he's saying, right? He had one of the best voices in hip hop, and and he was acting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
he was
Yeah,
in
he was acting.
he was the villain in Who's the Man? But
Right.
like music wise though, like Gangstar's imprint on hip hop, the whole Gangstar Foundation.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
Peace
with
to Big
Freddie
Suge.
Fox, Big
Peace to Group
Suge,
Home. J.
right, Group
Rule.
Home, J. Rule. Because first of all, Gangstar was originally Big Suge and Guru. It was no
Mm-hmm.
Primo, but Big Suge got locked up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And then Guru had to do it on his own and bumped in the premiere. Oh, another Gangstar member, Crumb Snatcher.
Well,
You know what I'm saying?
Peace to
So
Crumb
like,
Snatcher.
word, like Guru was around and behind the scenes for a lot too. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like all the
Along,
hip hoppers respect
mhm.
Guru.
Yeah. Yeah. Very relevant for a long period of time through
Absolutely.
multiple decades. Um, Guru was also a brother that was an intelligent brother. He was enlightened. Um,
Mhm.
Member of the 5% Nation of Gods and Earths. Uh, I was really definitely feeling his lyrics. I think he's to me top 10 of all time. I'd have to like probably put it on paper to see if he is, but he's somewhere up there, 15 to top
Yeah,
10. He's somewhere in
yeah.
there. Just for his longevity in hip hop, the different the culture and the sound of hip hop changed a lot throughout those years, and him and Primo found a way to always sound great no matter
Hmm.
what. My favorite record, I think, is on Moment of Truth. I think it's called Speak Your Clout, and that's what Lil Dap from Group Home and J. Rule, and I think it's on three different beats on one song, and the shit is sinister. Um,
Is that
go check
Moment of
that out.
Truth or is that that's not
Or is
Moment
it
of Truth. That's
no, it's I'm sorry. It's on Hard to Earn. It's
hard to
on Hard
earn.
to
Right,
Earn.
right, right,
Yeah,
right,
Hard
right,
to
right.
Earn. My apologies.
Yeah.
Um, Hard to Earn. I think it's number 8. It's called Speak Your Clout, and
Moment
Primo does three different beats on it.
right, right. Moment of Truth had a young G Dep on there.
Oh, that's a fact. Take money,
You know what I'm
money, go
saying?
shopping.
Yep, yep. The
Take money,
word.
money, go
It had that.
shopping.
Another single that was dope was the Militia with Suge and Freddie Fox, aka
Word,
Bumpy Knuckles. That song, and they actually did another version on the Owners.
word.
You know what I'm saying? I think it was the
Right,
Militia
right, right.
Two,
Right,
Militia
right,
Two.
right. Because that was a
You
two
know what I'm
disc
saying?
album on top of that, right?
What?
Wasn't the one of the
No,
what was
that's
the
Full Clip. Full Clip was the double
full clip is
album.
the double album,
Yeah,
right?
when they did the Big L
Right, right,
memorial song, like the
right, right,
tribute
right,
song.
right.
They did the
Yeah,
Big L
because
tribute.
I had it. It was the double
Yeah,
disc
yeah,
with the gray
yeah,
artwork.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was Full Clip.
Yeah,
Yeah. Nah, I got Gangstar at number 5 though.
word. Um, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go MOP as number 5 for me. Um, MOP as far as like from, to me, their second album, Firing Squad, propelled them to just a whole new level. Like,
Hmm.
you know what I'm saying? Not to discredit the first album. I didn't buy it. I heard it and it was dope. And of course, like we listened to How About Some Hardcore.
Hmm.
Uh, it was an incredible record, but when Firing Squad came out, that's when I was like, yo, this dude Lil Fame is Baby G rap. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's in a zone of his own. He's in a league of his own. And I think if he would have, not to, discredit Billy Dance, um, but I think Lil Fame would have had a wild solo career if he would have took off early, you know what I'm saying, and
Mm-hmm.
stepped aside. But it doesn't take anything away. I mean, he's still making solo music. He's still making beats now. He's on a whole different level. But them brothers is like their energy is crazy. And
Yeah.
again, from Brownsville, never ran, never will. Um, one of the most crowded, talent packed areas in hip hop. We always talk about Brownsville as being one of the most talent
Hmm.
rich areas in hip hop. Warriors album, incredible. The record Annie Up,
First
Annie Up,
Family,
First Family is crazy too, right? It's a lot of albums that's crazy. It's
Mad
uh
Records with Jay-Z.
right. Forlorn Blaze. Yo, I'm gonna
Hmm.
be real with you. I really didn't even like Jay at the time. He just wasn't really like my cup of tea. But when I heard him on Forlorn Blaze, the shit made me look at him differently. You know what
Nah,
I'm
he went
saying?
crazy. That
He
video was
went,
crazy
he
too.
went, yeah, they in the dungeon and the heat. They look
Yeah,
like they lost
like
a
in a
lot of
mosh
weight.
pit, they got the yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. That joint was crazy.
yeah, it looked like they was making swords or blacksmith type shit going
Yeah,
on. It was
yeah, yeah,
heat.
yeah, yeah,
Looked like they was melting iron in there or something.
yeah.
Like,
Nah, that
but
yo.
Hove went crazy on that. And when he did that, I saw him in a different light. I was like, wait a second, like that's crazy. He just
Hmm.
wilded out. Um, and then I saw that he had that capability of getting gutter because I just didn't like that energy he was on with like that smooth like I'm not
Right,
with it. I want to hear grimy, raw,
right,
disgusting gutter filth.
right,
You know what
right,
I'm saying? That's what I like. You know what I'm
right,
saying? In hip hop, as far as MCs go, I want to hear something filthy. You know what I'm saying?
right.
If Fall on Blaze, Hove gave us something filthy. Um, but their albums are incredible. MOP is one of the greatest duos in hip hop history. I don't care. Even what Complex had them listed pretty well too, right? If I'm not mistaken, was it Complex
Hmm.
that came out with this
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
right? So they had them listed on there pretty high. So that was dope, man. That's my pick.
That's fine. All right, so four, I'm going MOP. Um, I'm going for. I was going to flip them in Gangstar, but I just like MOP a little more. As far as like everything, like yo, they complement each other well. They
Mm,
complement each other well, whether it be over a Primo beat or Fizzy Womack. That's Little Fame's producer name, Fizzy
mm,
Womack. Like he's man, yo, like after seeing them at the Duck Down 30th anniversary, like, I went back and I was listening to joints, like Firing Squad, of course. You listen to the Stick to Your Guns, you listen to World's Famous, you know what I'm saying, Downtown Swinger, all of that,
mm.
and then the
Is
Warriors album.
Brownsville on that too? Brownsville,
Yeah, they got
Brownsville,
what they got. What's the
Brownsville.
song? They got a song with uh it's on Firing Squad. Um it's with Tretch. I think it's Brownsville to uh, I forgot the name of the song. It's crazy. I forgot. They got so much. They got so much music. If you go on Spotify or Apple Music or something, like and just put in MOP, like all of their albums come up. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And they have so many joints. They got so many joints with Guru, so many joints with Freddie Fox. They got
Mm-hmm.
joints with like I said, Tretch. They got joints with G Rap. They got joints with who else? Lord Have Mercy. Of course, the
Mm-hmm.
MOP remix.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Then when they signed to G Unit, they was on Rockefeller and G Unit. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? They worked with them. You ever heard Put It in the Air with Jay-Z?
Yeah, you put me onto it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like,
you
yeah, it
put me
got
onto it.
that boom bap. They got that boom
Mm-hmm.
bap. That song
Mm-hmm.
is crazy.
So that
That
would have been
song is
the
crazy.
Rockefeller release, right? At the time.
Think that's on the Sparta album, I think. No,
Well,
um, is it on Sparta or is it Warfare, that military warfare joint? They got so many albums, man.
they do. They
Like
really do got a lot.
that Marksman Cinema double CD
That's a good
was,
one. That's a good
oh
one.
man, oh
Yeah, I
man,
like that. That's a
and
good one.
and and they had Fox rapping sometimes.
Word. Piece
You
of
know what I'm
Teflon
saying?
also. Piece of
Or
Teflon.
Teflon, yep, can't forget about him.
Who could have easily been
Been the third member. He's
third
like the
member.
big Noid. He's like the
Hmm.
big Noid
I
to
always
MOP.
I always mention them in the same light. Like it would have been
Yeah,
dope if Teflon was the third official member, and it would have been dope if Noid was the official third member of Mobb Deep. You know what I
yep,
mean? But yeah, no, MOP is definitely cemented as one of the greatest duos for sure.
yep.
Um, so that was number what for you?
Four.
Four, right? So now it's my four,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I'm gonna go Eric B and Rakim. And
Not bad.
I would have probably put them higher. But I think like and I'll explain it what my next pick, why, you know what I'm saying? But like Eric B and Rakim, of course, are legendary, paid in full, a lot of records, a lot of influence. Rakim proved himself to be one of the greatest MCs in hip hop of all time. Also as a producer, his beats was incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Peace to Eric B, Eric Barrier, a dope DJ, um, and definitely just one of the hands down greatest duos. You can't deny like their place in hip hop because although Rakim went solo years later, um, those albums are some of the greatest albums in hip hop. So you gotta put them in the conversation. Um, you know, maybe some would have them as one of the greatest. I think a lot of people probably don't look at them as a duo because they're looking at it like, well, Eric B's the DJ or whatever. But here's the thing, like Gangstar is a duo also. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Right? So, um, that's my choice. Eric B and Rakim. Peace to Rakim.
Oh,
Peace to Eric B.
mm. So three, I got Mobb Deep. Got Mobb Deep at number three. You know, um, man, from Juvenile Hell to the Infamous was so like drastic. The change was just so like it was crazy. And of course, without Illmatic, we wouldn't have the Infamous. You know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
Prodigy said it himself.
Mm-hmm.
Like when Nas started like telling the story of Queensbridge in that way, it made them comfortable to tell their story. Prodigy said this himself. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Um, but their impact, just being in Queens and hearing Mob, and from the Infamous all the way to Murder Music, and then they had like a little slide with Infamy, and then got right back with America's Most Wanted, and then even Blood Money wasn't too bad.
Don't
You know,
discredit free agents.
well, nah, I mean,
Don't.
but that's not an official. I had Free Agent. I had
I
Free
mean,
Agent. So
but
nah.
free
Free
agents
Agents was
is
no, 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 no. I'm not saying,
it's
but this is when
worthy
they.
of being in
That's
the con.
yeah, yeah. That's when they didn't have a deal though. That's when they didn't have a
Mm,
deal, and they was trying to. I think that's when Jive picked them up to do America's Most Wanted.
yeah.
But yeah, Free Agents was. Come on, come on. That's that's a double CD of straight bangers, yo. Like
Right.
that joint,
Mm-hmm.
and they got so much unreleased music too. Like, and then the features, and
Mm-hmm.
the song Hoodlum with Rakim and Noyd.
Mm-hmm.
Um, nah, just Mobb Deep, Havoc's beats and his rhymes, and then P was. There was a time when Prodigy was considered top five in New York.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like he really
He was
was.
everywhere.
And
He.
that's the thing. Jay-Z said that too. He admitted like he wouldn't mention you if he
Mm-hmm.
didn't feel you was worthy enough to
Word.
mention. Like he's this
Word.
people, and you could only assume who he's talking about because
Mm-hmm.
he probably doesn't feel you're worthy enough to mention, to for
Mm-hmm.
him to mention your name. But he mentioned Prodigy, and he said like if he didn't respect them, you know, like he wouldn't have did that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So like that just goes to show you like Prodigy was a titan, but them as a group, incredible beats, rhymes, subject
Yeah.
matter,
Yeah.
like like man, they provided a soundtrack too for
Yeah.
for a lot of inner city, like not only New York, but like a lot of inner city,
Yeah.
kids, a lot of inner city
Yeah.
teens. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And
Yeah.
yeah, I'm putting them at number three.
Yeah.
And that's my personal, preference.
Yeah. And that's my number three also. So I'll continue speaking on Mob and say that Juvenile Hell was cool. Peer Pressure was cool. It was a nice debut. It wasn't quite what they ultimately became when the Infamous dropped. That's the real Mob Deep that we grew to love. The Infamous, I think Shook Ones 2 is probably one of the biggest records in hip hop, one of my favorite records in hip hop. It was bone chilling to hear that tick 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 with the stove going off.
Yeah, yeah.
And then Jim driving across the bridge in that Benz, I believe, where Prodigy probably don't even have a license. Remember he
Word.
said, you know what I'm saying? And they were still young then. They like 19 years old, right? Because
Hmm.
Prodigy
Hmm.
said it right, I'm only 19, but my mind is old.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying? Like that's kind of how I felt at 15 when that dropped. I was like, yo, I'm only 15, but like I feel like I'm a grown man. And that's why I think it spoke to so many of us, because like we was outside early, like
Hmm.
in the streets already. And then hearing that was like, these are kids also. Like they just a little older than us and they outside like moving like grown men. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Havoc is one of the greatest producers in hip hop history, in my opinion. And I think that Havoc progressed a long way as an MC. He was a little bit overshadowed by Prodigy being one of the greats of that era, especially in hip hop or East Coast rap, if you would. Um, but Havoc was no slouch. Um, and together they were an incredible duo, and that's why I have to put them as three. And when you put their body of work against other duos, class like top tier duos in hip hop, their discography is probably one of the greatest out of all the duos that you could compete with, because that run from Infamous to Murder Music, I'm sorry, to from Infamous to Hell on Earth to
Murder
Murder
Music.
Music and Infamy and America's
Free
Nightmare and
Agents.
Free Agents,
Blood Money.
Blood Money. I mean, it just kept going. And then you want to throw Prodigy solos in there, and you
I
know what I'm
think
saying? I
so.
mean,
And
and Havoc
they got a
solos,
joint
like,
coming out too. They got a Mobb Deep
right.
album coming out.
Isn't it Mass Appeal too?
I think so,
Yeah,
if
I
I'm
think
not
it's Mass
mistaken.
Appeal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's Mass
Yeah. They got
Appeal.
a Mobb Deep. Yep.
Um,
Yep. Yep.
So,
I know that's
it's
gonna be
still
crazy.
coming. Yeah,
I know that's gonna be
I'm ready
crazy.
for it. I'm ready for it. Just like I'm ready for Raekwon's Emperor's New Clothes. I'm waiting for that
Yeah,
too.
next week, next Friday.
Or yeah, tune in.
All
Yeah.
right.
So yeah, I think both of us. That was the first one where we, matched.
Got it right.
Right. Mobb Deep.
So I'm going Outcast. You
Mm.
had a lot of people got them as the greatest group of all time because of the sales. You know what I mean? I think it's because of the sales. I think it's because of the impact they made coming from the South. That's why a lot of people have them number one. I got them number two, um, because AT Aliens is one of my favorite albums.
That's
Like
my
I know
favorite. That's
people
my
like
favorite.
Aquemini.
I
That's
like it
my
too.
out of their albums, it's AT Alien because it
Hmm.
got like the Goody Mob features. Like I like those songs a little bit.
Is
Jazzy
Jezebel? Is
Bell,
Jezebel?
Jazzy
Yeah,
Bell, yup, Jazzy
Jazzy Bell,
Bell,
right?
yeah. But it's supposed to be Jezebel, but Jazzy
Right,
Bell because I
right,
guess
right,
because Jezebel is kind of disrespectful.
right, right,
Jazzy
right,
Bell is different.
right.
That's a different type of woman. Jazzy. They speak like that in the South. You know what
Mm.
I'm saying? Jazzy. Um and what's my joint? Decatur song with Cool Breeze. That's my joint, you know. Um yeah, the Dungeon Family was on there, but the lyrics of Big Boy and Three Stacks was
Top
crazy.
tier, top
Yeah,
tier.
yeah, yeah. And one of my favorite songs actually from Outkast is not even on AT Aliens. It's on the Aquemini, Mamacita.
It's a dope joint.
M- Mamacita is a dope, but their impact on the South,
Mamacita, Papa
yeah,
Donna.
yeah, yeah,
That's my
yeah.
joint.
Yeah, that beat is
That
crazy.
shit is that shit
Uh,
is crazy.
yeah, but for them to like start off the way they did, and then like become basically pop.
Yeah,
Basically,
yeah, no,
because
100%.
yeah,
Cross right
because
over.
after Bombs Over Baghdad, once that took off, and then they came out with Speaker Box and The Love Below, Hey Ya is like that's as pop as you could get. That's not even hip hop no
They
more.
play that. They play that at every
Yeah.
wedding I've been to.
Um,
It's crazy. It's a pop record. It's an iconic.
they play the post office. They play that song in every movies. That song had a
That
run.
you can put that on every radio station in America.
Yo,
Like
that
it's
song
still,
had a crazy run. That song
yeah.
had a crazy run. But no, they're like if you want to go sales, though as a duo, those dudes are iconic. Um, wish Andre 3000 would come back and rhyme. He said he don't got nothing to rhyme about. I'm sure he would have something to rhyme about. You know what I'm saying?
Uh,
Something inspiring. He does think he paints, could rap about that. Jay be rapping about like ever since Jay started rapping about art, people be
hmm
rapping about art. You know what I'm
Well,
saying? So like Jay not in
man,
the
like
street no more. He got
he's
something to
having
rap about.
he's having life experience, right? You living
Right,
life,
right.
like
And
whether it's
doesn't
parenthood or
he lives
just
in
life in
Brooklyn,
general.
doesn't he?
I think he
Doesn't he
does
live
live
in
in New
Brooklyn?
York.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
still live in
like
Brooklyn, like Williamsburg or whatever. You know what I'm
you know
saying?
what you know
You
what's my
know.
favorite joint on Aquemini? Chunky Fire. That
Oh
joint is
yeah,
crazy.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
crazy. I can
Yeah.
listen to that song back to back to back
Bro,
to
no
back.
lie. I
Um,
I was in the Navy when Stankonia came out, and everybody was listening to it. I'm sorry, Miss Jackson every car that was driving on the naval base in Naval Station Norfolk. Do you know what they was playing? They was playing Stankonia, and they was playing Pimp Hard about Abel and MJG.
hmm
That definitely was going, because a lot of people in the military, they be from the South and the West Coast be flooded with military personnel. That's how I got into a lot of the South music. You know what
hmm
I'm saying? Um, Rocking with a lot of dudes from Texas putting me on to UGK. And I even put UGK up there as my top 10. And I love
hmm
UGK. But that's how I learned about 8 Ball and MJG like that, and UGK and 3 6 Mafia and Lil Flip
Because they
and,
wasn't getting no burn in New York. I
Swisher House.
97 radio,
I learned about
honestly.
Screwed Up Click and Swisher House from my man. That was from Texas. He was from Houston, and he put me on. And like, cause you drive in a car, you gotta listen to with the driver put on. So like he was like,
Mhm.
"Yo, listen, I know you from New York. I know you from New
Mhm.
York, but listen to this." So
Mhm.
I had to like listen to everything. Or when I was with my man from Chicago, like, I'm listening to Twister. I'm listening to Crucial Conflict. I'm listening to the Snipers. I'm listening to Cap One. I'm listening to, and then West Coast dudes. I'm listening to all of that. Even though, I grew up listening to NWA and, Snoop and them, but like they going like through the whole, West Coast, like, yo, this
Mhm.
person, that person, and I'm finding out
Mhm.
all these groups and all these MCs. That's how I got put on the Mac Dre. You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah. But
Mhm.
Outkast is number two. I don't want to go off on a tangent, but Outkast is number two for me.
No, definitely. Definitely. Can't dispute that. Um, for me, number two is gonna be EPMD.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? Eric Sermon, Parrish Smith. Um, to me, they had an incredible run. It was a long run. From the golden era through right into the next generation. Um, I wish they would have never broke up because they probably would have had a couple more records, but they still got an incredible discography.
hmm
Um, to me, like going out of business, back in business,
Strictly business.
strictly business, right? It was all incredible. And I also, when you think about Hit Squad and Def Squad attached to this group, right? We get Hit Squad, which is Das Effects, Redman, K Solo, right?
hmm
Who else? Am I missing anybody? Nah, I don't think so. And then you got Def Squad, where it's Redman, Keith Murray.
hmm
But then Hit Squad continues to kind of like still do its thing as well. You know what I'm saying?
hmm
So it's like you got two great groups
And
that
Hurricane
come.
G.
Hurricane G too, correct. You know what I'm saying? So rest in peace to Hurricane G as
hmm
well. You
Yep.
know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Um, I think Eric Sermon's beats, he's one of the greatest producers of all time in hip hop. To
hmm
me, top 10 producer, maybe, I will put him somewhere, in the top 10, definite. Um,
He could rhyme his behind off too. He could
he
rhyme
could
his
rhyme his
ass off.
behind off. I think Parrish is also very dope.
Yeah,
On a
Heckler.
mic. Super humble brother too. Very peaceful every time I've seen him at the Zulu anniversaries throughout the years. Parrish has always been a humble, respectful brother. A true legend that, just cool with everybody, man. Give you the time to build with you, show you love, respect. Um, but yeah, man, I think if you go back and listen to their music and the beats and the sound and the hits, um, they gotta be, in people's conversation. Maybe they're not in everybody's top 10, but, basically signed to the greatest label, probably in hip hop history. One of the main acts, one of the earlier groups, and they cemented Long Island also as, you know what I'm saying,
hmm
like being one of the earlier groups to come out from Long Island. Um, and just the sound, man. The sound is it still sounds good. All of their music still sounds incredible right now in 2025. It will be good for anybody that's not familiar with all of their music to just go through their discography and then tell me if they're not one of the top duos in hip hop history. You know what I mean? But records with everybody, records with the
Yep.
greats of mad different eras, mad
hmm
different eras. Whether it's LL, whether it's like, I mean,
Method
Parish got
Man.
records with, yeah, right. It's like Parish got joints with Prodigy, right? Double P.
hmm Yep.
They've been with, I mean, the best of the best in hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And they got a lot of respect, and they got a lot of students under them as well. Um, and Eric is still working too on top of that. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And I think both of them is working. You know what I'm saying? Both of them is working. So to me, that's my number two.
Not bad. And I'm gonna take them at number one. I'm taking
Or
EPMD at number one. Yeah.
wow, that's
It
crazy.
was yeah, yeah.
It's,
Just their impact alone, and it's EPMD, man. I really don't gotta explain. It's EPMD. You know what I'm saying? Like, did they own beats, you know what I'm saying? Produce, like Eric Sermon's ear is crazy,
hmm
along with his rhymes. Even when he went solo, even when both of them went solo, you know what I'm saying,
Or
and came out with their joint, and then they came
right,
back together.
right.
Like one of my favorite songs is KIM with Redman and Keith Murray.
hmm
And I was listening to Fat Joe and Jada, and they was talking. We got to do this, not to like jack them, but like I was already thinking like, what's the best like 10 posse? Because they did five. We could do 10 posse. Because
Oh, that's
nobody
crazy. We've
said
been
the
talking.
headbang. Right.
Right.
Nobody said the
Yeah.
headbanger. Nobody said the
Right.
headbanger.
Nah, that's an incredible
Like,
record.
like that beat is crazy. And then the Rough Riders flipped it. The Rough
Right.
Riders, like they
Which was
flipped it,
dope in
but
their own way. Yeah, that was
yeah,
dope
it
too.
was dope. But like the
hmm
headbangers, that remember just remembering the
Red,
video.
Red, Redman, like how he went
Oh
off,
man,
like,
with the vest on,
hmm
with the fro out. He
rah,
didn't even have
rah.
the
It's like
braids.
cerebral
Yeah,
palsy.
yeah. Like,
Yeah, nah, it was
nah,
crazy.
man. I'm going EPMD number one. Their
hmm
work is enough to even to put them there. I don't really got to expound on it.
Right. Yeah,
You know what I'm
those that
saying?
know,
You already
know.
said it at number two, so I don't really got to say
Yeah,
much
yeah.
more.
Right.
You
No,
know,
I get it. Um, just listen to them. Listen to them.
yeah, yeah,
Just
yeah,
listen to
yeah.
them. This, tomorrow, I'm gonna go listen to them. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah, I
might
think
just
I'm
go,
gonna I'm gonna bump back in business tomorrow.
or it's an incredible joint. It's
Yeah,
incredible.
yeah,
I bumped
yeah,
that a lot. Is
yeah,
that the
yeah.
rock? The how the shit started off with the Rocky beat? Like, is that the one? Is that I'm thinking of? Where it's like,
I'm back in
um,
business.
yeah,
Dang, I haven't
you
heard
know
it
what
in
I'm
a minute. I
talking about?
think,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. I think that is back in business because back in business has Kim on it. They got
right.
KIM. They got KIM.
Um, so that's your number one, and my number
Yep.
one is Gangstar. You know what I'm saying? Just because Gangstar is one of my favorite, like Guru is one of my favorite MCs, and then DJ Premier is one of my favorite producers. So when you put them two together, it's an incredible, it's an incredible combination. You know what I mean? Because you don't really hear Guru ever spit something whack. He's like you know how Kiss kind of gets that. People talk about that Kiss having that often, where like, oh, you never heard Kiss like spit nothing whack. Like I never
Mhm.
heard Guru ever. Like I never heard some shit from Guru and be like, that was trash, or that shit was weak, or
Never,
suspect. Like
never,
Guru is always top notch, thought provoking, um, s- like content, subject matter, hooks, everything. He's flawless. Like to me as an MC, Guru is flawless. And then Primo's sound, man. I mean, the samples and the way he flips joints and cutting up records and sampling other artists, you know what I'm saying? And using that for a hook. Like he always be finding the most crazy joints to put in the record and make it even better. Um, it's just a recipe for success, them two. It's a shame that they parted ways with each other. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, I don't remember it too much. I remember reading about it when it was going down. But I mean,
but
we
they
got
came
enough
back
time.
together though.
Yeah,
They
we
came
got
back
enough.
together.
Right, of course, but we got enough music from them where I feel they're cemented as one of the greatest duos. Like, so if you don't have them in your top three or five, like, and whatever, like there's some groups that we need to mention as well outside of the ones that we didn't pick. And so I'm just gonna leave it right there. Like, no, we don't gotta talk about it too much. Gangstar, Guru, Premier, they're two legends in their own rights. And when you combine those two, that's it. It's the fusion. It's like the fusion alone. One of the greatest producers in hip hop history, one of the greatest MCs, and maybe many people don't see Guru as that, but there is many people that do think Guru is one of the greats. You know what I'm saying? That would agree with that. You know what I'm saying? And they really should. And if you don't think about it, just go listen to all his records and tell me that he's not one of the most gifted MCs in hip hop. That fusion alone will be, that's it. They're one of the greatest duos, man. And I thank them. And I'm so grateful that they came out and gave us a soundtrack like they did. Because I grew up off their music and I'll always, always, always bump Gangstar. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
For real. Um, so I want to mention, I know we talked about real quick, there's a couple groups that I wanted to give honorable mention to, and I'll just name three of them off the bat. And I'm not going to go into detail because the music speaks for itself. I wanted to give Dog Pound um, recognition as one of my favorite duos as well. Corrupt's an incredible lyricist. Daz is an incredible producer and MC as well. And I think that together they're super dope. And I think they should be recognized as one of the greater duos in hip hop history. I'll also say uh P Rock and CL Smooth should also be
Hmm.
recognized as one of the greatest duos in hip hop history. I could have put them in my top 10. I might have taken Smith and Wesson out, but the fact that Smith and Wesson had more albums um is what propelled me to choose Smith and Wesson over P Rock and CL Smooth. And then I also wanted to add Bad Meets Evil, even though it's one album. Um that Bad Meets Evil album is crazy. Like it's
Yes.
wild. It really is. I mean, that like I'm not really a big Eminem guy. Like I'll be honest with you, I never bought not one of Eminem's albums. None of them. Just I was too busy. Like to me, he was too pop. Like I liked Eminem when I heard him on Ruckus. I liked him when I first was hearing him on Sway and Tech, like that.
Hmm.
But like with the whole Dr. Dre thing, I wasn't really big on that and that pop type sound. And hi, my name is
Animated.
like
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't like animated stuff, and I don't like corny. Like not to say that M is corny because you did that to make a record to get a hit, and that's cool. Like you're a genius and you're one of the greatest lyricists. But Bad Meets Evil, that's to me where M is not corny. He's focused like he knows obviously Royce is a killer. So he's like, yo, I gotta, you know what I'm saying, match that energy and show them my greatness. And to me, that was like a recipe for being incredible. So Bad Meets Evil was my other honorable mention. And I hope to hear another album from them too. I think
Yeah.
I would like to hear Eminem go to, I don't know, he be on some weird stuff, like with a lot of his records.
Yeah.
Sometimes I love him, sometimes I hate him. It's crazy. But nevertheless, he's one of the greats. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's one of the greats.
Um, my honorable mentions, I got the Beat Nuts from
Mhm.
Corona, Queens.
Salute.
I don't think they get a lot of credit neither. I think they're on Complex list too. They're on there. I think they're
Yeah, they
like
were.
16 or something like
I
that.
was
They're on there.
I was surprised to
Black
see it.
Alicious is
Yeah.
on there too, which is
Yes, yes, it
crazy.
is. Yeah, yeah.
But Beat Nuts, both of them produce and both of them can rhyme.
Or
It used to be
both
three
of
of them.
them,
It
right?
used to be Al Tariq. Al
Al
Tariq was a
Tariq.
member, but that was only for one album. And then I think he had came back. I think he came back once. I think he was on the first joint they had with
Or
Reign of the Tech and all of that. But then, and what's
fire
crazy
record
is
too. Ooh,
what Reign of the Tech, right? Yeah,
word.
yeah, yeah.
Make me want
That
to throw that
album
shit
is
on right
yeah,
now.
yeah, yeah. And that song is crazy. But um, when they became a duo, when Al Tariq left, a lot of people credit Fat Joe for putting Pun on, but Off the Books is what really.
knocked the door down
You know what
for
I'm
him.
saying? Yeah, off the book. Like, cause like us being from New York, we know Firewater. We know like
Mm-hmm.
we know the song. We know when he was Big Dog Punisher. Like
Mm-hmm.
we knew that, and we knew he was nice. But off the books,
Yeah.
that was
It
like
was a
oh,
statement.
like this dude, like he got style too. Like he could,
Well,
you know what I'm saying? He's smooth too. He could be
right.
ruthless and aggressive, but then he
Mm-hmm.
could be smooth too. And that's when, like you heard
It's
off
a
the books.
it's
And
a
then,
different gear. It's a different gear for
right,
pun. Like
then
he
the I'm not a
it's
player and the still
mm-hmm.
not a player and all of that
Mm-hmm.
could come
Mm-hmm.
out. And then like that album, yeah, baby, then he could put out the 100% and all of that. But like you gotta
Mm-hmm.
credit Beat Nuts for a lot
Yeah.
too. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And I'm
Most
still
definitely.
upset that you can't stream Stone Crazy. You could stream every other album they came out with. What was the song with Sia Cabo? Is it the
Method Man
Musical
is on there,
Massacre?
right?
Yeah,
Ain't
he's on
Method
the
Man on
remix.
that
He's on
joint?
yeah,
Huh.
Sia Cabo, yeah. Um they
See a
No escaping
cabo.
this. No escaping this.
Or no escaping this.
They
Oh, the
got
joint
Do
they
You
got with
Believe in
beating
God?
the joint they got with Dead Prez, right? It's crazy.
Oh
Remember
yeah,
that
yeah, yeah. The
joint?
joint they got with Dead Prez, Beat Nuts Forever.
Or
Um Yo, like, but like I said, Stone Crazy is their, I think it's the first album without Al Tariq.
mm-hmm.
That's what Do You Believe in God on there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and Off the Books. And I actually, I like we did this episode on me when we was talking about stealing CDs. I stole that album out of Tower
Mm.
Records. You know
Boosted
what I
that.
mean? Day it
That was
came out. You know what
it
I
was
mean?
worth the it would have been worth the
Yo,
petty
nah.
larceny. You know what I'm
Nah,
saying?
bro, like,
It was worth
yo,
it.
nah, that album was fire, and you can't even stream it no more. Like,
Stuck with
I
that.
gotta go on YouTube. I don't know. I gotta go because maybe it came out. I thought they were signed to Loud, but it might have been on
Relativity.
Relativity.
It might have been
It was on
relativity.
Relativity, right?
Yeah.
So, like, I can't find it. Can't like I
Yeah.
gotta go on YouTube, and it doesn't even
Mm-hmm.
have the full album. It got like certain songs scattered,
Right.
like. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like Super Supreme is one of my favorite songs from them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like Super Supreme. What was the other joint with Gab Gotcha? Uncivilized. You know what I'm
Or
saying? But
or
yeah, Beat Nuts is honorable mention. Capone Noriega also is an honorable mention for me.
definitely.
Just because like they really came they really came out with the warfare
Yeah.
5% street rhymes. And
Mm-hmm.
being from New York, that's just like, and nobody never heard nothing like Nori, like his
Or
rhyme style, and it's unfortunate that Capone had got locked up,
mm-hmm.
during like right before the War Report came out. So right, well,
Mm-hmm.
during the recording of the War Report, so he's not on a lot. So it's basically Nori and
Mm-hmm.
Tragedy,
Right.
and then you got like a sprinkle of Imam Thug and then the other dudes like Troy Outlaw, Goldfingers, and then Capone comes home and Nori is a solo artist and he blew up, and then they
Mm-hmm.
do the reunion album, and that album is crazy.
It
That's
is.
crazy. They put out some
Wow.
work too. They got Channel
Yeah.
10. They got
Yeah.
War Report
Then some of their
2.
later albums, yeah, were good. Very
Yeah,
good.
they did a
Very
lot of
good.
stuff. So I give
Very
them an
good.
honorable mention, and I have to give UGK an honorable mention also. And I was going to say Pete
Definitely.
Rock and CL Smooth also, but UGK, definitely. I didn't really like Pimp C like that. I'm not like some of his stuff was okay, but Bun B,
Mm-hmm.
Bun B, and another
Yeah.
honorable mention too, Self Scientific.
Mm. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Self
Yeah.
Scientific.
Peace to
With
Cron Don and Chase Infinite.
but Don is an affiliate. The group is DJ Khalil and Chase
Mm-hmm.
Infinite. So it's a
Right.
DJ and an
Right.
MC. You know what I'm
Right. Right.
saying?
Right.
And like
True indeed.
what's crazy about them, and they're Soul Assassins too. They come from the Soul Assassin crew. DJ Mugg,
Wow.
Cypress Hill, um,
Word.
Call It a While, Sick Jackin', Psycho Realm, and all of those dudes.
Mm-hmm.
Psycho Realm don't
Word.
get a lot of credit neither. You know what I'm saying? They a duo.
Word.
But Self Scientific, I heard them the first time on uh Full Assassins 2, right? That's the
Mm-hmm.
first time I heard them. And then I started hearing Chase Infinite on Sway.
So that came
And
out before Love of Love.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I remember being in New Orleans for Mardi
It's a
Gras
fire
with my
record
ship, and I,
too. Love of Love.
yeah, heck yeah. I was supposed to go be in the parade, right? But I dipped. I had my uniform, I had my whites on, my sailor, my dress whites looking like Popeye and all of that. And I dipped off and I'm just walking down Bourbon Street in New Orleans. I'm walking down Bourbon Street and then I hit Canal Street because they got a Canal Street out there. It's a long strip, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I'm
Mm-hmm.
walking down Canal Strip and I think it was like a FYE on one of the streets down Canal on one of the
Forgot
blocks
about
or
that
whatever.
store. Wow.
Right. So I go up in there because I'm collecting CDs. This is how I'm building my collection, over the year.
Word.
And I saw Self Science. I saw the album. I'm like, yo, these dudes came out with an album. I'm like, yo, son is nice. I didn't even
Yeah.
know like DJ Khalil was the producer. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was two rappers. So I'm just like, all right, I'm gonna pick it up, put it in the CD
Word.
player.
It had
Classic
like that
album,
gold
The
cover,
Self
right? Like a
Signs.
goldish,
Yeah,
bronzes, like a
yeah, and
bronze
it was
gold cover.
small pictures of both of them in like the corner. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Because so I'm listening. I'm like, yo, nah, this is instant, man. And then I just started like
yeah.
backtracking, like doing research because the internet was fairly like new
It
and
was like the
coming
Napster
together.
era. Yeah, it was like the
Yeah, right,
beginning.
right, right. So I'm
Yeah, yeah, it was
finding
like the
out
beginning.
that they've been around. I'm finding out that they've been around. Like they got there was an EP that never came out with Call It a While. They from Harlem, Call It a While, but they were Soul
Mm-hmm.
Assassins and Chase Infinite is on a song. Like, you
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? He's on one of the songs on there, and I'm like, yo, this dude been rhyming for a minute, but I put them up there because like the production is
Yeah,
fire and Chase is a fire MC. He's a fire
yeah.
MC, you know what I'm saying? He don't even rap no
I
more, which is crazy,
yeah,
but
he's managing Benny the Butcher and several other acts
right.
right
But he
now.
used to manage the
Um,
ASAP mob too. I think he still might
right.
might be in tune with Rocky. Because my,
Well,
my man is cool with Chase too. Tremaine. My man Tremaine is my brother Tremaine
mm-hmm.
is cool with Chase, through
Mm-hmm.
Rocky,
Well,
you know.
I heard
But yeah.
my first time hearing them was hearing them live at Rocksteady Crew anniversary. I think it was 99 in the Pier in Manhattan, and they performed Love of Law and several other joints, and they were rocking, man. They sounded like they was from New York to a degree. You know what I'm saying? They didn't really sound like a West Coast group. Um, but yeah, they definitely deserve mention. Um, definitely. It's a good pick.
And and
Yeah,
and, and
man.
to further it, these are groups that we prefer over the Clips. Not to
Right.
say because that's the original
It's the
reason that we're doing
conversation.
this
Yeah,
episode,
that's what,
right?
right.
But not to discredit the Clips because I think they're
Yeah,
fire. Like and
yeah.
and the two songs that they got out right now, Ace Trumpets and what's the other song? Um
I'm not even sure, honestly.
where he's kind
I
of he's
heard, I
kind of
heard, I heard the
dissing
two joints. I just don't remember the
he's dissing
names.
Travis Scott on the second one.
Right.
That
Yeah,
I
correct.
like that one better than Ace Trumpets. Like Ace
Hmm.
Trumpets is okay to me, but I like the second one way better than I like Ace Trumpets. Everybody's going. I think like when dudes is like um when everything sounds the same or nobody really talking about nothing. Then when somebody comes along, like whether you haven't heard them in a while or whatever, I think like that's what the hype is. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Because they really like I don't want to sound like I'm taking from anybody's content, but like diamonds look like PP is not really, that's not a bar. That's not really,
Hmm.
that's not hot. That's not,
Yeah, yeah, I thought that
you know what I'm
sounded right.
saying?
So
It's not really dope. You know, and I'm not trying to
yeah,
nitpick. I'm not trying to
yeah,
nitpick
yeah,
like
yeah.
bars or
Because we've
anything
heard
like that
worse.
because I
We've heard
like
worse.
Pusha. Right. I
But
like Pusha and I
that's
like
not top
Malice.
notch lyricism. You know what I'm
Nah,
saying?
nah, nah.
Like
And
I
for
think
people to go
he's known
crazy
for
over
better.
that,
He's
yeah,
known for better. Like and then
yeah.
right, you going crazy over
And
that, and
then
you
like
like that's.
the Wii
Hmm.
fee, and that might be an inside joke because they record in France. My man was over there. Like my bro was over there because I hit him. I was supposed to go to his house. He had invited me, and then I was like, "Yo, when to get some free time." So I hit him. I'm like, "Yo, you gonna be free this weekend?" He was like, "Yo, I'm in Paris." I'm like, "All right, tell Pusha I said what up." You know what I mean?
Mm,
Because I know like he cool with them. You know what I'm saying? They came and performed at his the anniversary, the 5th year anniversary of his clothing line. He had a block
hmm.
party in Manhattan and they
Hmm.
performed. So I think he met Push through Kanye when they were all cool. You know what I'm saying? So I know
Hmm.
he rocked with Pusha. So but yeah, like certain stuff like I don't like Ace Trumpets is cool, but I've heard better from them. I've heard better
Hmm.
from Pusha. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah,
looking
no,
forward to
definitely.
hearing the album too. I know
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
gonna be
I'm
fire
checking
because
it.
they got Nas on it, um,
Yeah.
Hendrix
They
on
got
it.
Nas, they got Kendrick, and then I think who's another feature that I saw on there?
Is Tyler the
Can't
Creator
think.
on it?
Tyler the Creator's on it as well. Yeah,
Tyler the Creator, and
correct.
he's dope too. Like, regard his
Hmm.
little antics is
Yeah.
crazy,
Right,
but
right,
Tyler
right.
the Creator is nice. He's
Yeah.
nice.
Yep.
You know
Excuse
what
me.
I'm saying?
Wow, man, but
But yeah, those are the
yeah.
groups that we got
Excuse me. Yeah, man. In the
over
comments,
the
drop some
clip.
comments. Let us know. Let us know who's in your top 10. Um,
Yeah, and tell me I'm
duos.
crazy for
Yeah,
saying
I
that
mean,
Clips is not in
yeah,
the
get
top
at
10,
us.
top
Get
15 or
get at
whatever.
us. Get at us. Let us know your top 10 in the list.
Tell me you
Well,
crazy.
yeah. If we're bugging because we put somebody too low, too high, or we didn't put them, let us know, man. But it's all subjective, you know what I
I know
mean? But
somebody gonna say who's Blackalicious. I know that. I know that. I know they're gonna be like Blackalicious. Who's that? You just saying stuff. Cause I could have said the Loonies because they from the Bay. You know what I'm saying? I could have put the Loonies up
word,
there, and the Loonies are dope too.
word,
They were
word.
dope. I think Yuck had a better solo career than group career, but the Loonies are still dope. I got five on it. Is they just used it in Us a couple years ago. You know what I'm saying? So, are you good? Yeah, I guess we're gonna end this episode. Um, yeah, like, subscribe, share, Spears and Mics. Thank you for everybody tuning in. You know, and leave a comment, leave your thoughts. Peace and love.